I am on my way to a destination I have dreamed of fishing my entire life. Known for its abundant populations of salmon and trout, this is one of the most pristine fisheries on the planet. Located in the northwesternmost region of North America lies our destination, Alaska. Alaska is known as the Great Land and is home to some of the most untouched wilderness in the world. Most people associate Alaska fishing with salmon and rainbow trout, but in fact, there are many other species to be caught here. Truthfully, this was news to me, until just a few months ago when a subscriber named Alex reached out.
When the wheels were turning, watching your guys' stuff, I was like, these guys need to come do this.
Alex had an exciting opportunity for us with All Alaska Outdoors. An opportunity in early season that would allow us to fish a variety of water and have a chance at what they call the June Slam.
June, like this gem for sport fishing, for fly fishing, where you can go up and catch all these different species on a fly rod. Got it.
7 species of fish make up the June Slam, all of which we would have a chance to target. Some by boat, some by foot, and even some by float plane. Oh my gosh. Check that out. That is unreal. Enamored by the opportunity, it did not take much convincing to say yes. And before we knew it, Adam and I were headed out on an adventure unlike anything we'd experienced before. Made it, boys.
Well, here we are. We barely made it on our flight. We're just happy to be here.
After arriving in Anchorage, we linked up with our buddy Alex.
What's up, man? Way in? What's up, man? You guys ready?
Alex used to work at All Alaska Outdoors in the summers and has been coming back up every year since.
Just left Anchorage, and we're now in the Cook Inlet. Got to make our way up around the mountains through the Kenai Peninsula down into Soldotna. Bob Ross said God was having a good day when he made Alaska. So,
There's a lot of happy little trees.
there's a lot of happy trees up here. We are here. Made it. Welcome to All Alaska Outdoors.
Here on Longmere Lake lies one of Alaska's premier fishing lodges. All Alaska Outdoors is a family-run operation that is owned and operated by Dr. Bob Letta.
Some bear prints that you can see where there's a pad right there. Toe. That's a black bear, I'm sure.
Dr. Bob is no average lodge owner. He's a hunting and fishing guide, a practicing physician, and a bush pilot.
I grew up in Texas, outdoorsman from the time I was a little kid. In the summers, I fished all the time on my own. I mean, I'm talking when I was little. And pretty soon, other kids whose dads didn't fish wanted me to take them fishing. And so I kind of was a guide probably by the time I was 8. You try about 4 foot from the strike indicator. You put that one on.
While in medical school, Bob visited Alaska for the first time.
I stepped off the plane. Sun was setting behind the Alaska range. It was a crystal clear day, and I went, this is where I'm living. And from that point, I concocted that I was going to build a fishing lodge. And I built the lodge from scratch. I went down and cut the trees down at Anchor Point and log skid them out in the winter. So I got to do all of that. I got to live that original dream of mine, which was to be a mountain man. I knew I was going to build a lodge on a floatplane lake so that I could do remote flyouts, but I had to work as a doctor, so I couldn't very well just go live out in some little cabin out in the wilderness. And so it made sense to be on the road system.
Over the last 27 years, Bob and his family have shown people the many wonders Alaska has to offer.
Versatility is our specialty, meaning we can do a lot of different things. And that's one of the things I like about the way my lodge is set up.
The wide array of fishing possibilities is exactly what attracted us to coming here. And over the course of the next week, we would get to see a variety of fisheries and target 7 different species, all while getting to call the lodge home for the week.
This is the main lodge. 2 suites up top, 2 suites on the bottom. We're gonna be right here in Suite B for the week. So we got a nice lakefront view. Sauna right there, so after a long day of fishing, we can come warm up our bones down there. No one snores, right? That's confirmed.
Nope. Yeah, Bryant's not with us, so there shouldn't be anybody that snores.
3 beds down here, and then we got a bathroom, whole kitchen. So we'll be cooking up some good stuff this week. So a few more beds, and yeah, man, this is gonna be a good time up here. I'm super pumped you guys are here. This is gonna be freaking awesome.
Yeah, dude. So one of the interesting things about this time of year is this is right around the summer solstice. So essentially the sun doesn't go down. So it's going to be light the entire time we're here. We're just so far north in the world that, you know, the sun just doesn't set. So that'll make sleeping a little bit interesting.
We've got a really fun day planned. Going out with some guides today. Really excited to be able to actually see this fishery. It's a little bit different for us because a lot of times we do these trips pretty DIY, so we don't have a local a lot of times with us on the river, but actually being able to go with a guide who knows about the area is super fun.
Gonna come up on the Kenai right here, meet up with Zach and Ben, and then get to it.
Here in June, the sockeye salmon are making their migration up the rivers from the ocean to spawn. With such a large migration of biomass, everything in the ecosystem, including the other fish, are keying in on the salmon. Our targets for the day are the rainbow trout and the dolly varden, 2 fish that are known to grow very large in this river.
There's a little more of a game, you know, a hunt involved in June. There's less people down in the canyon, more people focused on sockeye up in the combat zone. So like, have you seen a boat yet? No. We're here by ourselves. And you can find great fishing with nobody around. That's what I'm going for.
As we made our way downstream, it didn't take long for the fishing to turn on.
Woo! There you go. Kenai rainbow, baby. What a spot on it.
There it is.
There. Strip, strip, strip. Oh.
Okay, I'm on the reel now.
Things are back under control.
That was so hectic for a second.
That was everywhere.
Around my neck, around my legs. First ever dolly, man.
First ever.
Yeah.
So there's like 6 caddis over here, like more than probably 6. I mean, it literally, like, you can hardly breathe without sucking them in, and it makes dry fly fishing really hard because I cannot figure out which one of these flies on the water is my fly versus the caddis that are all over the place.
Oh,
We're in them.
this is good right here, though. You're gonna get it.
Oh, man.
Nice.
All right, that is
Oh!
Yep.
That was sweet, dude.
Oh yeah, dude.
That was a nice head.
That was sick. Oh my gosh. See ya.
Oh, how about that shot? Oh,
Oh, goodbye. Oh my gosh. Woo! Sweet.
Oh, nice fish.
Nice. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
there you go.
Yep.
Keep him tight and be smooth and let him run when he needs to. That's a huge fish. Oh, yeah.
Nope, he's gone. Well, we're doing pretty solid. We caught both species of fish we need to catch today. That was a rainbow and the Dolly Varden. So we've got 5 species left that we got to knock off on the June slam. I guess we're about to head back over to the lodge and potentially hop in the sauna and maybe go for a swim in the cold lake.
Wow.
I'm ready for it.
Sounds like a horrible time.
It's awful. Y'all would hate Alaska. This place it's terrible. Like there's trees and stuff everywhere that you got to look at. Like
The mountains are so high.
The mountains are super tall, so it hurts.
If you look directly that way, there's a volcano.
Yeah, like it strains your neck trying to do all that. So.
We're about to get in the sauna, but before we do, we're gonna do a little cold plunge into the lake. And it's tradition that when we jump in, we gotta jump in and swim to that dock.
Just for reference, ice off was about a month ago, so this water's gonna be
Ice
a little cold.
off was a month ago. It's also 10 p.m. It's 10 p.m. right now. All right, and let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go. That's not that bad. Come on, Adam.
Cannonball!
Oh, you're right. That's not bad.
It's not that bad.
I kind of don't want to get out.
This is honestly
I haven't been in
amazing right here.
water that didn't have crocodiles in it for a minute. Yeah, but no, look at the drip shot.
Not bad.
That slow-mo beard.
I thought it was gonna be a
We
lot
can do this in the morning. Who needs coffee? We don't need
This
we
is
don't
nice.
need coffee.
This is not as cold as I was promised.
Yeah.
May have exaggerated a little bit.
All right, we're fresh off the plunge, the 10 p.m. plunge. Felt amazing. Fixing up the sauna. Let's get it. Oh, that is hot.
We gotta. Oh, here we go. There's the situation. All right. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Close it up.
All right, see you boys. With an exciting first day in the books, we were on to a new stretch of water. Today, we were fishing with a guide named Jim.
Okay, so I want you to run that white one, and then we're going to run these creams also and see which one goes off.
Okay.
Jim has been guiding this river for over 20 years and has caught some of the biggest rainbows we'd ever seen. And this is exactly what we're after.
So we got on the boat today that is named the Adult Daycare. And I feel like it's a very fitting name for what we need today. And I guess Jim is our babysitter. And we're hopefully going to learn some things today, as well as just, have some adult supervision.
There's gravel bars. If you look in here, there's gravel bars that are in here. This water's really funky. Okay, what it does is it gums off both sides. So watch your indicators. If it starts pulling off the other side, just give it a pull back and bring it back into this current, and we'll try to run that edge right there. That's a good drift right there, dude. We're matching the speed of the boat to the speed of the indicator so that you have a completely natural run going down the river. That is crucial for big rainbows, especially when you get into like a carpet hatch or something. If that fly is not presented exactly right, they'll refuse it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's on. There it is.
Come on back here with me, brother.
Okay.
Come on.
fight. They do not want to get in the boat. You want me to net him on?
Yeah, we'll net him on this side right here. Lift.
Woo!
Nice.
Nice.
On the board.
All right, there's fish in here.
Although not quite the size of fish we were hoping for, we were glad to be on the board. The rest of the day was a bit of a grind, but at least we had some company as we floated down to the takeout.
So we went to adult daycare today, and it was awesome. We went to a different stretch of river than yesterday. Unfortunately, the fishing was pretty slow. We talked to quite a few other folks, and a lot of other guide boats were out around today. Nobody was catching fish, so at least we don't feel like we were inadequate. Fishing was just tough. I feel like this is like idyllic Alaska. Like if you're gonna come to Alaska, you're gonna do a trip, I feel like you gotta get on a float plane and fly somewhere.
Although Adam can sail a boat in the Caribbean, he has not yet figured out how to operate a float plane. Dr. Bob, however, has been flying for over 20 years now, and today he's taken us to a variety of remote lakes that are home to 3 more species on the June Slam.
When you're stepping on and off the floats, I'll spin the plane around. You'll put a foot right here and step down. The water's probably twice as deep as you think it is. If you step off up there, especially if you're holding the camera, it'll be ruined. I've seen that happen many times. Fire extinguishers in front of my seat. There's a 500 caliber Smith & Wesson in my tackle bag. That's for anybody that misses a fish. So try to stick them, okay? All right, well, let's get going.
Alright guys, we just arrived at this lake. Oh my gosh. Check that out. That is unreal.
Literally worth coming here just to do that flight. Even if you don't fish, it's worth coming to fly with Bob. That's almost like a whole journey in itself, getting to come in here and do this flight, and then you get to fish. So it's like the best of both worlds. We're gonna fish the outlet of this creek. Apparently quite a few fish hang out right at the drop-off where this creek comes in.
Oh, I got one. I got one. Yep.
Fish on!
There we go. Oh, it's a lake trout. All right, look at that. Lake trout, baby. First one ever. Sweet. See ya. There we go.
Yep, there he is. We were fishing this little drop off right here, caught a char. So we're on the board. Woo!
Woo!
There you go.
Char, dude.
My first ever lake trout. Ooh, that's pretty. Lake trout on the board with it.
Oh, there it is. Bob's on.
Magic carpet fly.
Got the gray wing.
Oh, I'm not mad at this. Oh, look at that fin, man. Sweet. That is the biggest grayling I've ever caught. Oh my gosh. Nice. With some interesting weather rolling in, we decided to hop back in the plane and head to a different lake.
Cool. I can get this stinking jacket off. One thing I've learned doing these ultimate expeditions is if you can keep people in the nicest weather, it's hard to have a bad time in Alaska when you got perfect conditions. You know, I'd rather have really good conditions and have the fishing be a little slower. However, that's not the problem we're fixing to face.
So I sleep all day and I dream all night. With the bottle in my hand, I take the devil's side. I smile real big just to keep it hid. Oh, the truth about my lack of wit.
Got a pretty
So
cool lake
I
trout.
run like hell from the city's glow. I lose my name, my past, and forget the folks I used to know. Find home far away from the city gates and the long reach of the government. Oh, all alone in a cold North Sea and the blue sky above the plain blue.
There he goes. He going.
Then a report said you are a fool. Did you really think you'd ever win?
Bigger than that.
I am taking off my dirty skin.
Heck yeah, dude.
There is nothing to refute my sin.
Doubled up, baby.
I think we got something excited that was sitting below that fish.
Dude, look at that. Badass lake trout. Badass tail. Dude, look at that.
With everyone on the board, we let Bob in on a few casts. And sure enough, he was hooked up in minutes.
I was picked up by two men of the law. They said we're taking you downtown. Forget about your call. Hell's no place for a woman.
This one's kind of a pig. Real pretty, big orange.
You laugh as you pull out the rug. I was never
There we go. That's what we're looking for right there. Now look at that. That is what we're looking for.
I feel
That's a beautiful fish, beautiful place, beautiful day. All right, I'm done. I don't want to catch any more. I want you guys to catch all the rest. Give me the camera. I can work that thing.
One of the fish that I have been most excited to target is northern pike. And when in Alaska, you gotta throw a mouse pattern. I've never caught a fish on a mouse, and I've also never caught a pike on a fly. So we're gonna see if we can't get that done today. It's like throwing a big elk hair caddis. There he is. Oh, there he is.
There you go.
Baby, yeah. There he is. First pike. Woo woo! Nice little pike. At least broke the pike virginity. As I continued to stubbornly throw the mouse, Adam started putting on an absolute show with the streamer. Yeah, maybe we ought to go film Adam.
All right, guys, we're getting a little bit bigger. If we keep progressing like we're going, they'll start getting good. There he is. Yep.
I need to get one of those flies.
There we go. That was a little better, a little more what we're looking for.
No joke, it was so nuts in that lake that at one point I unhooked a pike and I held it up to the GoPro. I was like, oh yeah, whatever. It was small. Tossed the fish back, and the fly was sitting there in the water while I was messing with the GoPro to turn it off, and one ate it at my feet.
We're gonna keep working around this point. We caught some smaller fish back in the coves and off the grass, but hopefully we can catch a bigger fish out here off these points. There was a blow up behind mine. See that? There he is. Yep. Ooh, that was a good one.
It's been a grind, but we got one. Finally a decent sized pike. Let's go, Alex.
Oh, he's pissed.
Oh, we got a double going. Get him up.
Yeah. Let's go, dude.
Good job. You know, doing these ultimates for 20 years now, I can't tell you how many times people have told me that was the best day of my life. And now we're gonna go to the outflow river, and it's a pretty good grayling river, pretty nice sized grayling. Should be good chance for some dry fly if the wind doesn't get on us too bad.
He's chasing it as I'm stripping it back. Got it. Oh, dude, that was great.
Because I felt like we were firing on all cylinders by that last spot.
There he is. I was like, this is gonna be a hard hook set.
Let's go. When you experience Alaska, I mean, a certain amount of you, it's just gonna grip you like some kinds of sinning, you know?
They're right out there, dude. Yes!
Oh, he came all the way out.
Oh,
it never gets old. Like, that's why I keep going back, because it's like you kind of need to like experience that purity. And Bob will tell you, like, he does that every day, like does those fly-ins every day and appreciates it every time he gets in that airplane.
When in Alaska, it's only right that you go down to the river and catch some dinner. With these sockeye salmon, we had completed the June Slam. 7 species in just under a week.
So we just got back from running down to the river, and our boy Jason here is going to fillet those up for us to cook those while we're here.
The best source of protein on the planet is wild fish. So, I mean, I'm a big advocate of making sure you go home with some wild fish to eat. And probably the healthiest source of wild fish on the planet is salmon.
celebrating our last night here in Alaska with what they call the KENAI Surf and Turf. So we are going to make some moose and some salmon. Moose was harvested here last year, and the salmon is the one that we caught this week. Oh, wow. Ooh, feeling it.
Bob, how we doing?
Find out how you were doing.
Come join
Figure out
us.
how to cook salmon.
Yeah, I think so.
Looks like you did.
You'll have to give it a try.
Looks like we figured it out.
Yeah, you
sure
should
we
try a
did
little
right.
bit and see if we did
Looks like you
good.
probably got the moose right. That looks perfect. Most people will overcook the salmon, and it'll end up dry. It's like if you think you cooked it enough, you overcooked it. Yeah, that one's probably gonna be perfect.
These are more cooked than the ones we've done the past few nights.
That's excellent. You couldn't have done that any better. I just kind of wanted to be in the loop in case she calls.
With our week in Alaska coming to a close, I couldn't help but think about a poem Bob had recited to us the day before. A poem written over 100 years ago about the gold rush in the late 1800s that still rang true to this day.
That's great.
I wanted the gold and I sought it. I scrabbled and mucked like a slave. Was it famine or scurvy? I fought it. I hurled my youth into the grave. I wanted the gold and I got it. I came out with a fortune last fall. Yet somehow life's not what I thought it. And somehow the gold isn't all. No, there's the land. Have you seen it? It's the cussedest land that I know, from the big dizzy mountains that screen it to the deep death-like valleys below. It grips you like some kinds of sinning. It twists you from foe to a friend. It seems it's been since the beginning. It seems it will be till the end. I've stood on some mighty-mouthed hollow that's plumb full of hush to the brim, and watched the big husky sun wallow in crimson and gold and grow dim. The summer no sweeter was ever, the sunshiny woods all a-thrill, the grayling a-leap in the river, the bighorn asleep on the hill, the winter, the brightness that blinds you, the white land locked tight as a drum, the cold fear that follows and finds you, the silence that bludgeons you dumb, the snows that are older than history, the woods where the weird shadows slant, the stillness, the moonlight, the mystery. I've bade 'em goodbye, but I can't. There's gold and it's haunting and haunting. It's luring me on as of old. Yet it isn't the gold that I'm wanting so much as just finding the gold. It's the great big broad land way up yonder. It's the forest where silence has lease. It's the beauty that fills me with wonder and the stillness that fills me with peace.
It's pretty awesome. I'd never heard Bob say that poem before, and flying over the mountains like we were after just a full day of fishing and just hearing him say that poem, I'm like, okay, I get it. Like that encapsulates the moment of Alaska.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching, especially if you've made it this far. And I want to give a special thanks to All Alaska Outdoors for making this incredible opportunity possible. It can be overwhelming trying to plan a trip to Alaska, especially if it's your first time, like us, but they made the process really easy for us to navigate, and we were able to customize our trip exactly how we wanted. Obviously, the fishing there is second to none, but what I really appreciated about the trip was the time off the water when we go back to camp. Something you get at a lodge like this that you don't really get out of a hotel room is the whole camaraderie aspect. We met anglers from all over the world while we were there, and it was fun to come back to camp every single night and everyone gets to kind of share how their day went, how their trip went, and just get to talk about fishing. Whether it was hanging out in the sauna, hanging out in the lounge, or grilling food under the gazebo, I feel like those moments are what make fishing trips so special. And the fact that you can be drinking coffee in your cabin that morning, but then an hour later be in the most remote place that you've ever been is pretty hard to beat. So if any of you are wanting to plan a trip to Alaska, which I assume is every single one of you, I can't recommend All Alaska Outdoors enough. Having spent time with Bob and the crew, it's evident how much they care and how hard they work for you to have the best experience possible. And if you want to learn more about Bob and the lodge, there is a link below to their website. You can find all the information there. And we would really appreciate it if you do end up booking a trip or looking into it, tell them that you saw this film. Because if they get enough bookings, we might even be back next September to film a video with a whole new twist on it. So, yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see ya.